Did the Foodstuffs Consumption Authority force you to eat too much? Well, this man would like you to learn how to lose 5 to 20 pounds in just 9 days. See for yourself at notbadanymore.com. The doctor who says he's lost 37 pounds in just a month. The technique of accelerated weight loss through nutritional cleansing. The website, notfatanymore.com. Scroll to the bottom, click on the link. Watch the shocking video, Cleansed for Life. Notfatanymore.com.
What's your take on the split between political and anti-political activism?
Well, it certainly makes things interesting. We do have this commonality in that we basically believe that the maximum role of government, if any, is to protect the life, liberty, and property of individuals, right? Oh, you want to see my shirt? Veterans for Ron Paul. Yes, I am a veteran.
Oh, what branch were you in?
I was a Marine. I joined the Marines right out of high school. I was a good product of the public pool system. I believe that if our government went overseas to kill innocent men, women, and children, it must have been for a good reason. And now I know better. So now were we finished with that other?
Well, yeah, your take on the split.
Take on the split. Yeah, that's one thing that makes it so interesting. We all have this common denomination that, you know, minimum government. But among these people, you have people who are, you know, different political parties, anarchists, libertarians, constitutionalists, pro-life, pro-choice, people who believe in creation and those who don't, people who believe in the official 9/11 story and those who don't. So it does make it very interesting. And when you go to any gathering of these free staters and friends of the Free State Project, the conversations that we have are on a whole new level. And you don't have to start with, well, you know, the government started the problem, caused the problem in the first place. That's a given. We all understand that the government is corrupt and that they cause problems every time they try to solve them. So we're not discussing whether or not the government is too big or should be, you know, put in a constitutional cage, etc. We're discussing fine details about how that should be done.
And I want to apologize to our viewers who, and I know a lot of you have put in requests for questions that you'd like me to ask during these Moving to New Hampshire series, but I just don't have the questions with me yet. I've got a lot of questions. Those will be starting to come into play in future interviews that I do. And keep the questions coming. But Rich, what, if anything, do you have to say to folks who are considering making the move to New Hampshire?
The same thing that I heard. The same thing that I heard before I moved here. I first came in 2006 as part of a big trip around the country, and I did Pork Fest. And one thing I heard over and over again was, what are you waiting for? We need you. We need your help. We need the numbers. We'll help you get situated. We'll help you find a place to live. We'll help you. I would say the same thing. What are you waiting for?
You know, in a sense, though, it's not just us needing you, it's you needing us. And it looks like for folks who are still outside New Hampshire, you don't know you don't fully understand the extent to which you're outside the umbrella while you're not in New Hampshire. If something happens to you, we are not available to you while you're in Colorado or Kansas to any large extent to come to your assistance. But here in New Hampshire, if something happens to you, we can put people at your trial. We can raise heck with the authorities that are doing it, and you're just more likely to get support if you get in trouble here.
I am.
Kind of like you were saying with the Porcupine 411.
Yeah.
But you were saying what else?
Oh, well, as you know, I am a member of the Free State Project. You mentioned that I'm an inhabitant of Grafton, but I don't know if you mentioned that Grafton is the home of the Freetown Project. So that's where a bunch of liberty activists, a bunch of free staters and friends of the Free State Project are moving to one small town. And we've already made quite a difference.
But you're already a voting bloc there with over 1% of the population.
Yeah, we make a difference. And in fact, there was one case where I did not vote on a certain position because I wasn't given the information in time about who the pro-liberty candidate was, so I left that blank, and as a result, there was a tie between the pro-liberty and the more socialist candidate, and to settle that matter, they had a lottery. They had a lottery. And what's really interesting is that rather than a lottery between the two contenders, the ones that had the tie, they had a lottery for all of the people who have put their hat in, even the ones that got 3 votes or whatever. And it was one of those that actually got the position. And we have no idea who he is. At least I didn't at the time.
But if you'd voted, you know the pro-liberty candidate would have gotten in. So one vote can make a difference.
One vote can make the difference, and I can tell you the group of us made a difference in Grafton in the last election. It made a difference.
What are some specific things, some specific victories, or that you guys that have been achieved that wouldn't have been achieved without the new movers?
Well,
which I guess is like 16 Free Staters that live there.
Right, yeah, and the number seems to be growing all the time. Every time I go back for a visit from the farms, I get the scoop about the latest couple or family or other activist who's made the move, and it's a glorious thing to see. To answer your question, one of my favorite examples is where the county of Grafton had a vote on whether to build this new prison. And of course, we're talking about millions of dollars, like $40 million, and which of course means yet another increase in taxation. And apparently there was a tie, and then the committee members went behind closed doors, had a private meeting, and then came out, had another vote, and it passed by 1 vote. What happened, now they might have gotten away with that in your town, but what happened was we had some people, members of the Free State Project and a friend of the Free State Project member, who went after them legally.
And you guys had videotaped the open part of the meeting.
Exactly. It had videotaped the whole thing, and it turns out that this secret meeting was quite illegal, and there were just a lot of improprieties. And so the whole thing has been put on hold, and that's a glorious thing to see.
And hopefully on hold long enough for more Free Staters to get in and keep it on hold forever.
Exactly. Last I heard, we don't
need more gulags.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's my favorite example.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
NotBadAnymore.com.